So today I want to talk to you about the biggest mistake that I see most entrepreneurs and business owners making. And it really is debilitating, and it's crucial that you get this right if you're in business, if you're starting a business, or if you've been in business for a long time. Even a lot of people who've been doing business for many years, they still make this mistake, and they make it when they first start out but never realize they've actually made a mistake. The thing with this is that you've got to, when you start a business, you've got to start with the right mindset. And the problem is that when most people start a business, they go into business, they go become an entrepreneur from employment. So they've had a job and they might have become frustrated in that job. They might have had a lack of passion in whatever it was that they were doing for a job, or they went through several jobs, or maybe they just hated not having the autonomy. Maybe just hated being told what to do all the time and not having that level of freedom. And that's fine. But the problem is, what most people do then is they take everything they've learned about how to be an employee and they transpose that onto their business. So they leave their job, they become self-employed, or they start a business and they take what they know as an employee and they just start doing stuff. See, the other thing is that when you start a business, oftentimes you're starting with just you. So it's you and only you, which means that you've got to do everything. You've got to do the sales, you've got to do the accounts, the invoice inputting, you have to do the marketing, the adverts. You've literally got to do 100% of everything. And so you kind of, it works. This is the point I'm making, is that it works at first. That employee mindset of, right, let's get up, let's do this, let's do that. But the problem is, although it works in getting you started, what we need to see is a drastic shift in the mindset and thinking around what it is and what it actually means to start a business. You see, there's two types of business people. There's two types of entrepreneurs. The first one is the business owner, and that's probably the smallest percentage of total entrepreneurs and business owners out there. The other type is a business operator, and the two are very different. Now, the business owner is someone who truly owns the business, but doesn't work day to day within the business. However, the business operator is someone who literally does what it says on the tin. They're the business owner who operates the business. And what you tend to find is that business operators tend to be micromanagers to a certain degree, and you find that they have to have a handle on everything. They have to know everything that's going on in the business, and really the success of the business sinks or swims depending on what they do or do not do. And this is true for business owners and entrepreneurs who are business operators when it's just them on their own, but also when they have staff as well. And what you often find is that they fail to make that shift from business operator, from that kind of startup phase, into the business owner mindset later down the line, especially when you've got employees, especially when you've got a team of staff working for you. Even if it's just one, you really need to learn to systemize and delegate the things that make the business tick to truly become a business owner and move away from being a business operator. The thing is, guys, if you're a business operator, all you've done is make the same mistake that so many other entrepreneurs make, and that is to quit your job to give yourself a job. Not only that, you're quitting your job working for a boss who was overbearing and who expected a lot from you and expected a lot of work from you, a lot of hours put in to achieve results, and then you go and give yourself a whole new job. You basically stay an employee, but this time the big difference is you're working for a boss who expects more from you than anybody else on the planet will ever expect from you. That's you. Because I know personally, and I know from the other business owners I speak to and work with, they expect more from themselves than any other person on the planet could ever expect from them in their personal lives and in their business. So they hold themselves to a very high account. So it's really key that you make sense of this early on, and you learn to delegate out the things that you don't like to do or that are kind of necessary for running a business. Look, ultimately, if you've got a business and you're integral to the day-to-day running of that business, you're tied to that business forevermore. You're never going to get the option to step away from it. Now, why did you get into business in the first place? Was it because you wanted more autonomy? Or is it because you wanted more money, more freedom? And that's the other thing about business operators, is that they end up working more hours than they would ever have worked for their boss in their employed job, and putting so much more time in. They're working weekends, and it's like, oh my God, what's time off? Well, that's not, for me and for the business owners that I know and work with, that's not the reason people get into business. You get into business, you start your company, you become an entrepreneur because you want to make a difference in the world, because you want to have massive impact, because you want more autonomy, more freedom, and you want to improve your financial health, your levels of wealth as well. These are all fantastic reasons to get into business. However, even though that's the reason most people get into business, unfortunately, the way that they approach it with that employee mindset means that they never actually get to that point. And what they find is that they get stuck in this mindset rut of thinking that they have to put more time in order to get more results. Whereas really, the key is building systems that run your business for you. Or rather, building systems that run the managers and the operators within your business. So that really should be your primary goal when it comes to building a business. No matter what niche it's in, no matter what industry you're working with, you have to build systems that people that you employ can use to run the business without having to come to you to ask for permission, to ask for your advice, to ask for how something should be done, because it's all there in the operations manual. You're thinking about building this business very much like a franchise. So you're, even if you don't want to franchise your business, build it like a franchise, because they work for a reason. There is a massive increase in the success rate of a franchise business compared with a normal business, purely for that reason, because the systems are there. They're ready-made, ready-built, they're tried and tested. And so all the person has to do who takes on a franchise is put those systems into place, manage them to the letter as it says in the book, and they're much more likely to have a successful business. So what is the acid test for whether or not you are truly a business owner or a business operator? Well, it's simple. You ask yourself one question, and that's this. If I leave my business for the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months, when I come back to the business, will my business be better, bigger, stronger, wealthier, turning over more money, have bigger, better teams than when I left? With this, and this is not about going and sitting on a beach somewhere and then being on the phone 12 hours a day, trying to sort out problems, sort out this, and having your staff and employees phoning up for advice all the time. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about hands off for 12 months. Can you leave your business for the next 12 months and just pigeonhole it, forget about it, put it on a shelf? And will your business be better, bigger and stronger when you come back than when you left it? Because if the answer is no to that question, then you are a business operator, not a business owner. Now, it takes a lot of work to get from operator to owner, and that's really what I take my clients through when I work with them with Optimise Me. I help them scale their businesses from a solid foundation, from a solid platform, in such a way that helps them grow the business, grow themselves, but doesn't require loads of extra time input. So we move away from this exchanging time for money model, and we definitely move away from the employee mindset model, because what I build are business owners, not business operators.